What's up, guys? Sub-Zerek here, back not for another VOD review. Today is going to be a news style, discussion style video because a ton of information was just released about set 18, set 19, and beyond. The future of TFT really was all covered today, and so we have to talk about all of it. And it's funny, it started off actually, I woke up this morning and saw this post from Skin Spotlights, which was this job posting for a director of user experience design in TFT, and it says at the bottom here, especially as we transition to the Unreal Engine, and people were like, wait, what? This is not something Riot has talked about at all. And it basically required, or maybe not required because they had a video pre-recorded, so they were definitely planning on announcing it today, that Riot was going to put out all this information about TFT moving to the Unreal Engine. They put out a huge video about this as well, talking about this. So definitely, if you're interested, go watch the entire video and talk through it. There's a lot of good information in here, and honestly, a lot of stuff that goes over my head. So a lot of interesting information here, but wait, there's more. Details about PvE, details about unlocks, all and more will be revealed in today's video. And we're gonna watch some Wigwug while we yap about it, because I know you guys are Zoomer brained. You gotta have something going on your screen while we yap here. And so let's watch the GOAT, the future set 17 winner. He's gonna win this world championship. He just has to make it there first by doing well in regionals. But I believe in the WUG. I believe in WUG supremacy here, and so I believe that this guy's gonna win it all. And he played a really interesting game from this. I mean, obviously pretty nice start here with the emblems, but that's not the most important thing. Okay, so let's start with the stuff that has been hinted at the most, and that I actually don't have that many crazy things to say out, but it is just, you know, interesting information. We can yap about it a little bit. Is TFT is moving to the Unreal Engine. It was built, they say, in the Hextech engine, which I guess is just like Riot Games' supplemental or their own engine. And it's moving to Unreal Engine. Now, as I understand this, Valorant is in Unreal Engine, so it kind of makes sense in terms of Riot's ecosystem. And in terms of what does this like practically mean for TFT, like what is the difference between TFT today in Unreal Engine and, you know, going into set 18, or TFT today in Hextech engine and set 18 in Unreal Engine? What does this mean for TFT? Everything that I have seen that Riot has said about this, and they talked about it in their video, is that it basically is just going to make for a better experience. They said a lot of stuff about how it will like allow them to do things that they can't do right now, kind of like expand the possibilities of TFT, which I think is really, really interesting. I mean, I'm very, very excited about all of the possibilities that come along with that, right? I mean, I'm really, really hoping that, you know, maybe there can be some new like traits or new units, or, you know, one of the things that was I feel like a hang up for this set is they could only have the amount of gods that they released with this set, because they said it was a memory limitation. And I wonder if maybe situations of like, well, we're changing to Unreal Engine can help with that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not a programmer. So that's the thing that I honestly have the least to say about, because I'm not a programmer. I really don't know what it means to move to Unreal Engine. What I will say is the only thing that has me a teeny tiny bit nervous is Riot is basically saying, when we're migrating everything over to Unreal Engine, there is a high chance that there are going to be more bugs at the beginning. And, you know, the hope, I think, is that, you know, it starts out more buggy, and then as they get further, you know, maybe there's a little bit of pain on PvE, but once we get to live, you know, all those bugs will be fixed, and for the future of TFT, it will be a lot better. That is what I'm hoping. Have no way of knowing that, but it makes me feel that teeny tiny bit nervous when Riot is like, yeah, we're gonna have more bugs, because there's already a decent amount of bugs. But, you know, TFT, it's a very interlocked, there's a lot of stuff going on, so, you know, it makes sense. One of the other things that I think is actually really interesting about this is it sounds like it explains a little bit why set 17 to a lot of people felt a little unpolished, a little off. You know, I had said this before. A lot of people have talked about this idea that set 17, it just felt like, you know, a few things were missed in the development for it. And it sounds like a lot of resources went into this change, this movement from this engine to the Unreal engine, and so it makes a lot of sense that this set was kind of like the in-between set where it wasn't quite an Unreal engine yet, but they were definitely already working on it, and so it makes a lot of sense that that would cause a lot of issues with Riot. So my hope would be that going into future sets, obviously that's not going to be an issue. Now only TFT devs know what this is actually going to look like, and so we'll see really how that ends up manifesting itself, but it does make me a little bit hopeful that, okay, at least there's an excuse why there were some issues this set. Now, obviously, excuses can only go so far, but that's something. The other big piece of news related to this is that TFT is going to be getting its own standalone client in set 18. They said a few patches into set 18, I think like mid set 18, we're going to be getting our own client. I don't think this is like groundbreaking, going to change all of TFT, but I hope it allows for some more, possibilities, especially in terms of the patch cycle with TFT. As far as I've seen, they haven't explicitly stated that, having their own client means that they can do their own patch cycle. But I think this is what everybody's hoping, right? Is that if TFT is in their own client, then we don't have to end up in this world where we're tied to Riot's, the League of Legends patch cycle. Meaning that, if Riot wants to, put out a patch, they basically have to do it every 2 weeks, which is really awkward for a game like TFT where stuff can change really, really, really quickly, right? Overnight a comp can get discovered and they don't really have the levers to, affect balance overnight. So that I think is a really nice change. Also just quality of life stuff. They showed some cool images of like adding friends to the lobby, and the lobby looks really, really cool on the new client. So I cannot wait for that. And I bet it's going to be sparkly, beautiful. And I'm very, very much looking forward to that. I think it's going to be so cool. So that I'm very much looking forward to. As far as other stuff, I don't think having a new client is going to change things that drastically. Just maybe a few like small quality of life things, and also just nice to get TFT out of the League of Legends client, which, for so long has had all of these issues. And I hope that we can get some more features. Oh, my number one thing that I want, which I have no clue if it is possible, probably should have dropped it in this AMA that Tim and Noemi did on Reddit, which we have a lot of stuff to talk about from that as well. But I did not drop the question in there. But I am wondering if we can get any kind of like TFT replay system, because that is the one thing that I would love, is if we had inbuilt replays where every time you played a game of TFT, you would get a replay of that game. You could watch them back. You can watch other people's replays. I would love that. I have no idea if that is coming, but please, Mr. Riot Games, if there is a possibility, that is my number one hope for a new client, but who knows if that's possible. So those are the tech things. That is the tech upgrade that they hinted at, that they said was going to come in set 18, is we're moving to Unreal Engine, and we are also getting our own TFT client, TFT standalone client, in set 18, which is already a ton of news, and this is amazing. But I wouldn't be making an entire standalone video if there was just this as the news, because that's news, but it's not crazy. The other stuff that we must talk about is honestly even crazier than that. And so I alluded to it. Tim, TrueXY, and Noemi, Blue Cove, did an AMA on Reddit to kind of talk about set 17, where we're at, the future of TFT, all this kind of stuff. And they leaked a few, or really just announced two very important things. And I guess I'm actually lying. The first thing was announced in the talk about the Unreal Engine, which is that PBE is going to come out July. I almost said June, but I don't want to troll you guys. July 14th, 1 month away. We are 1 month away from set 18 being on PBE. I'm really looking forward to this because based on the patch cycle that Riot had put out, I thought it was going to be coming out July 29th. I thought we were going to have to wait another 2 weeks, or 28th or something like that. But I thought we were going to have to wait another 2 weeks than we are. I thought it was a month and 2 weeks out, but it's actually only a month away, which, I am enjoying this set. I'm set 17's number one defender. I think this set is honestly fine and fun, and like I'm enjoying it, but the competitive season is over for me, and set 18 is the set that qualifies people to the Vegas Open. This is where you can, get your the better you do on set 18 ladder is what will allow you to then get your competitor pass for the Vegas Open, get a challenger pass or a grandmaster pass, that kind of stuff. So that's really exciting. And also, I'm excited for the competitive season for set 18, and I want to do my best there as well. And the fact that I'm only a month away from being able to grind set 18 is really exciting for me. I'm also really looking forward to any kind of like PBE tournaments and stuff like that. It's going to be, I said this already, I believe, a 4-week PBE cycle, a month-long PBE. I will say, one, this is, exciting because we get it early, but I think it's also actually exciting because I think having a longer PBE is good for the game. I think one of the things that turned a decent amount of people off about this set is when it released, like I've said before, it felt a little incomplete. It felt like there was some stuff that should have been caught during PBE, but that wasn't caught. And those things had to be addressed early on in the set. Imagine if we had had a 2-week longer PBE, a lot of these issues that we had on set 17's launch would have been worked out in PBE. So I'm really, really looking forward to that as well, as a way to say, okay, when set 18 launches, we should be in a really, really good spot meta-wise, because they will have had a month to work out the meta. We'll be in a good spot, bugs-wise. There shouldn't be any kind of like bugs or anything. If they want to do any kind of tweaking with the set mechanic, which, no clue what set 18's set mechanic is. It's supposed to be in like an enchanted forest, which sounds interesting. And I think they said they're like coming back to an old set mechanic. So I think some people have said maybe like charms because it's like, that enchanted thing, but we'll see. They said they're kind of like tweaking an old set mechanic. So I'm excited to see what that is. But if there are any issues with that, I think they can use this longer PBE cycle to fix that as well. So yeah, I think it's just like a win-win-win. We get the PBE earlier, and they get more time to work on all these little, potential issues. What I will say is part of the reason why they said the PBE is longer is because in moving to Unreal Engine, there are going to be more bugs. Obviously, it sounds like they're basically rebuilding the game from the ground up. And so obviously that is going to be quite a big undertaking. I don't mind this at all. Hopefully the game is not a completely buggy mess. I have confidence in Riot Games that they can, get it into a good state, and, maybe PB releases and we have some bugs. But do you guys remember on PB for this set, there was a patch where the options, the God options were reversed. If you pick the left option, it gave you the right option, and the right option, it gave you the left option in like the units that you were offered in the God selection. That was a bug, and they fixed it in like a day. Like, bugs happen. I think, especially on PBE, that's totally fine. And like, if anyone's like, Riot Games shouldn't have any bugs on PBE, then like, that's what PBE is for, right? It's for, trying this stuff out, bug fixing. It is a beta environment, a public beta environment. So that's that on PBE. And then one more big announcement that I think has huge implications for the future of TFT. I am very, very, very excited for it in the Dev AMA. And once again, you guys should just go check out the entire AMA. A ton of good responses from Tim and Noemi about this set, about how they design sets, about the future of TFT. And one of the things they said about the future of TFT is set 19, which is the Vegas, back to Vegas Open set, supposed to be the back to music set, which is, super, super hyped. They said unlocks are guaranteed to be returning for set 19, and they are going to be returning for every set in the future. That is what they are planning on right now. So we are living in an unlocks world. So if you guys enjoyed set 16, and you said, I had an absolute blast with set 16. The unlock system was really, really good. I think you're going to, really enjoy the future sets where this mechanic is coming back, maybe with other set mechanics leveled or layered on top of it. We'll see. I'm honestly interested for what a world of unlocks looks like in TFT in the future. And honestly, the second I sat down in that Riot Games playtest room where we all got to play, because I got to playtest in person. I'm not that I'm a cool guy, or I'm a cool guy, but like, I don't know, I'm no better than any other person out there. But I got a really cool opportunity. Thank you, Riot Games, for that opportunity. The second that I sat down in that playtest room and started playing set 16 when I got to playtest it and started playing around with the unlocks, and this thought went through my head, and I think it went through everyone else's head in that room, is is this going to exist forever in TFT? Is unlocks going to be a permanent mechanic in TFT? Because it's such a great set mechanic, and I think especially after the set was so well received, everybody has TFT, at least in their their TFT tier lists, as we've talked about with this set as being lower on some people's tier lists. For almost everybody, set 16 is either an A tier set or an S tier set. And many people have said it's their favorite set of all time. And I think a lot of that is to do with the fact that unlocks are a really, really fun mechanic. People love unlocks. And so I'm really looking forward to the future of TFT, of having unlocks. I think it's just such a beautiful, elegant set mechanic. I think one of the things that I don't love about some set mechanics, and Gods is definitely one of them, is just kind of the overwhelm of trying to learn all of the different combinations of the set mechanic. And it's oh my god, this set, it's I have to know every single Yasuo hex and how those all play, or every single offering that you might get from Varus, especially as they add more offerings. It's just so much bloat of all these different things you have to keep in mind the second the game starts. And I don't love that. Similar thing with power-ups. It's you have to learn how every single power-up works and that kind of stuff. It's so much. But Unlocks is so eloquent. I thought, am I using that word correctly? Eloquent? Doesn't that mean okay, maybe I'm not using the word correctly there, but you know what I mean. I thought when I played Unlocks, one of the things I was afraid of is that it was going to be a bad player experience for low elo players, noobs, right? Because they would not understand, how do I unlock this unit? Oh, I forgot how to unlock Poppy. Oh, it's actually way too difficult. But you actually learn it really, really quickly. The tooltips make it very, very easy to learn. I mean, it's just the perfect set mechanic, honestly, and it reminds me a lot of augments in many ways. And when people saw augments, it was kind of like a duh, oh my god, how have we been playing TFT this long without augments? And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people didn't love this set, is because it's almost as if, I've given this example before, but it's if we had played set 16 or set 6 with augments, and then set 7 they were oh, sorry, we had to remove augments. Everyone would be what? We'll put them back, eventually, but we can't get them in back just yet. And I think everyone would have been what are you talking about? This is such a good mechanic. We gotta have every set have augments. And I mean, basically everyone agrees with that. I know there are a few naysayers out there who are oh, augments actually ruin TFT. And I think, 99% of people just love augments, as they should. It's a really great set mechanic. Also, look at this Rammus print here. He printed, sadly, he did get the TG1 there, but all good. I think he's going to be okay here with the rest of his items. Yeah, these are looking pretty good here. So yeah, set 19 and forward is going to have unlocks, evergreen set mechanic. I think it's so great, and honestly, one of the biggest things, my biggest takeaway, honestly, from all of this information today is that Riot is incredibly invested in the future of TFT. TFT is, a lot of people, because the player numbers dipped a bit this set, and it's unclear exactly how much they dipped, because there's all these posts out there using kind of sketchy data to say that the player numbers have dipped. Obviously they have dipped this set. Queue times are a little bit longer, but to what degree, right? Have they dipped? What percentage have they dipped? And only Riot has the real numbers. But what I will say is, a lot of people, I think, are nervous. I mean, I quit my job to play TFT full time, and then, Riot released a set that a lot of people have as one of their least favorite sets of all time. And here, I'll just jump into another VOD to say my last little bit about this. And so I think a lot of people, those who are super invested in TFT especially, and myself, I am definitely included in that now, we're a little bit nervous. Seeing this set, in the situation, and thought, I personally don't want to have to, go back to work. I would love to keep doing TFT content full time. And I mean, I absolutely love this game, and I hope this game has a very, very long life. Obviously, no game lives forever, but I hope, 5 years from now, TFT is still a vibrant game. 10 years from now, I hope TFT is, even higher than it is right now. And I think these type of changes that are clearly invested in TFT's future, the changes with the Unreal Engine, getting its own client, even all these esport changes, having a tier 1 circuit, all this kind of stuff, all of this stuff is indicating to me that Riot is really, really deeply invested in the future of TFT, and that they want this game to, be popular, exist for a very, very long time. And so that is honestly my main takeaway from today: is the future of TFT is bright. There's so much investment from Riot. There's so much, one of the biggest things I am most confident about on the TFT dev team, all of them, is that they will take swings. They will try stuff out. And if something doesn't work out, if they take a swing and people don't enjoy it, they will adjust. Whenever Riot has a set that people don't like or a patch that people don't like, all the Rioters immediately take a ton of learnings from that, and they put them into the next set or future sets. And I know people are like, well, they make this mistake and, it doesn't immediately fix the next set. I mean, dev cycles for TFT sets are long. All their learnings from set 16 obviously can't, immediately jump into set 17. So, I get it. It happens. But that's one of the main thoughts and just vibes that I get from Riot. And the other thing to say is, when I went to go visit Riot for the Set 16 playtest, one of the biggest, I would say the single biggest takeaway I had is, man, these Rioters, they are so passionate about their job. They care so much about TFT. Like the fact that, we did the playtest and then we went out for dinner and a bunch of Rioters joined us for dinner and we're like, talking, about their personal life, obviously, and just like having a good time, but also just like they're, just at like this, this is their off hours. They don't have to be going to dinner with a bunch of random influencers. They don't have to be going to dinner with me, man. I'm not that, it's not like I'm that big, but the fact that they were out there doing that, I felt was like, it just shows how much these Rioters care about the game, how much they care about the future of TFT. And I think a day like today where all this stuff has been announced just goes to show all that. So that is my last takeaway. The future of TFT is bright. I am so excited for it, and I can't wait to see set 18 and onward. All of that being said, if you guys are interested, here's my beautiful kind of what do you call that, transition? If you guys want to be your best self in set 18, climb as much as possible, get that snapshot for the Vegas Open, and get your ticket as a challenger, a grandmaster, even maybe you're below masters and you want to climb up to masters, I think you guys should check out my MetaFight coaching programs. I am doing weekly group sessions every single week, and I have my one-on-one program that, spoiler alert, I'm very likely to expand a little bit going into next set because I had an absolute blast with that this set. And I think there are going to be a lot of people who are very much looking forward to next set. But I will say, if you guys are interested in it going forward, we for the next month, obviously we still have set 17, but for the next month, am going to be focused a lot more on fundamentals, and then when 18 PBE drop, I am very committed to locking in on PB and doing all the studying I can get. So if you guys are interested in those fundamentals sessions, go check out my MetaFi down below for my group sessions, my Tacticians University, where we do those every single week. If you guys want to wait till PB, you can certainly do that. You know what? I'm down. Actually, I was going to pause the recording to do this now, but I don't have to do it now. I can just do it before the video releases. I am going to be offering a discount for anybody who joins TAC University right now. So if you guys are joining, I'll give you guys 25% off. That will, just last your first month. But, if you want to try it out over the next month and see, if it's something for your if it's good bang for your buck, if it's good value, then you can try it out for the next month, see the fundamental sessions, and then see if you really want to do it locking in and going into 18. And for anybody who does want to really lock in going into 18, I think this is a really good chance to start locking in early, because a lot of people are going to be grinding 18 for those slots. And so, if you can get as much studying as you can done now, and especially a ton during PBE, then you're going to get a lot of value out of that, I would say, personally. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. As always, if you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. I already did the MetaFi shout out, so check that out down below. Check Twitch down below. I am going to be playing in a tournament tomorrow starting at 3 p.m. Central Time. So come check me out playing that. It's like a fun little influencer tourney. So I'm gonna be playing that tomorrow. So come check it out on my stream, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye-bye.